Score in that one, 12-0. So Pendleton County advancing in the championship bracket. They'll face tonight the winner of this contest, featuring the Wahama White Falcons, coming in as the number 2 ranked team in Class Single A, and the number 6 ranked Greenbrier West Cavaliers. Wahama 27-6 coming in. Greenbrier West 18-8. Wahama winners of 3 straight state championships in Class Single A, going back to 2001, 2, and 3. The White Falcons missing last year's tournament, so 1-year hiatus for the head coach, Wes Riffle, for Wahama. Meanwhile, for Greenbrier West and head coach Stephen Price, this is the first trip to the state tournament in a bit. Still looking for that first state championship for Greenbrier West. They missed last year. We're here in 2023 as well. Greenbrier West, one of the hotter teams in the state of West Virginia coming in. They have won 9 of their last 10 contests, including 6 in a row in the postseason. And they have been dominant in the postseason. In 4 playoff games, they have a margin of victory of 62 runs to absolute nothing. They have blanked all 4 opponents in the postseason. Meanwhile, Wahama, again after those 3 straight titles missing last year, came in ranked number 2 this season. They split time at number 1 and number 2 with Pendleton County. Wahama able to get the victory in the Little Kanawha Conference, a very tough softball conference. They defeated Gilmer County in that one. It took a lot, though, for the White Falcons to get here this season. They had to win the 3rd of 3 contests in both the sectional and regional tournaments. They had to come back against Gilmer County, got a late victory, 11-10, in the deciding 3rd game of the sectional tournament, then faced off against Sherman, defeated the Tide 9-0 in the first game, lost 7-6 in the second, and then a victory 10-7 to advance to the postseason. Greenbrier West averaging 10 runs a game, giving up 3.7. Wahama also averaging 10+ and giving up exactly 3.7 as well. 19-8, the Cavaliers, 27-6, Wahama. Wahama will be the visiting team on the scoreboard. So let's take a look at the defense for Greenbrier West. The pitcher today will be the junior Briley Redden. Comes in with 19 appearances, 8-6 on the season, 2.14 ERA, and 91 2/3 innings. She has struck out 140 batters, walked just 47 this year. And of the 58 runs given up, only 28 of the runs were earned by Redden. Her battery mate behind home plate is the junior catcher Brooklyn Adams, senior Kendall Taylor at first. The junior Ava Price is at second. Presley Treadway, the senior, at shortstop. Diana Porter, a sophomore, at third. Freshman Gracie Rhodes out in right field. Brooke Patterson, the senior, in center field. And over in right field is Maddie Fields, also a senior. Meanwhile, for Wahama, Alyssa Hoffman, the senior, committed to West Virginia State, will get the start here today. 25 appearances. She's 19-5 with a 2.53 ERA in 135 2/3 innings of work, 94 strikeouts, 49 walks, and just 49 earned runs given up per battery mate. Fiona Van Meter, the junior, behind home plate. Senior Zoe Mays at first. Sophomore Marley Carr at second. Kaylin Christian, the senior, at shortstop. Junior Mary Brinker at third base. Kate Reynolds, the senior, in right field. Center fielder, the senior Peyton Stats. And Audrey Reynolds, the sophomore, in right. We are ready to go to work here in the top half. 1, 2, 3 due up for Wahama. It'll be led by Audrey Reynolds, the right fielder. Reynolds will take a cut at the first offering from Redden and foul it off. Reynolds, an astronomical 582 hitter on the season with 40 runs scored, 37 RBIs, 14 doubles, 3 triples, and 3 home runs for the leadoff hitter. Goes at the first couple of offerings from Redden. The 0-2 pitch from Redden. That one smacked foul opposite field over near the middle walkway between Field A, which is what our field is, and Field B, which is housing Class AA. 0-2 pitch, smacked foul. That's going to head over towards that field B. Redden has had one heck of a career for the Cavaliers. Back in 2023, she was an All-State first-teamer as a utility player. And this past season as a pitcher, she was a second-team All-Stater. Goes off speed with the 0-2 look. As Reynolds lets it go up at the eyes. Reynolds also has drawn 15 walks on the season. 1-2 pitch, called strike on the outside corner. And Redden lets out a yell. Excited to get the first out of the inning by strikeout. That'll bring up the catcher, Fiona Van Meter.
Number 11, Fiona.
We'll take a look at this third strike call. Boy, nicely framed as well by the catcher, Adkins. Van Meter hitting .430 all the year. No time wasted. Swings at the first pitch, nubs it towards the pitcher's circle. And Redden will go ahead and take that one for a quick second.
Next up for Wahama, number 9, Kaylin Christian.
2 up, 2 down here in the top of the first. Kaylin Christian hitting .470. This is a potent Wahama offense. 42 runs scored, 47 hits, 36 RBIs for Christian. She's got some extra base potential too. 11 doubles, 4 triples, and 4 home runs. Redden's first offering. A little off speed, missing outside of the zone. And the Cavaliers looking for their first ever state title. They were here in Class Single A 2 years ago, as was Wahama. Up and away for Redden. Wahama again, starting in 2021, won 3 consecutive Class Single A championships. They had a couple great teams, including the great Mikey Living. The Wahama standout pitcher, 3 outside the zone for Redden, and Christian ahead in the count. In 2025, the first year with 4 separate classes. Called strike on the 3-0. Last year's runner-up in Class Single A and last year's champion, both playing in Class AA this year in the tournaments. Petersburg just finished up their first game over at Oak Glen. Oak Glen, I believe, wins that one 1-0. St. Mary's will be playing now, facing off against Liberty Raleigh. Redden tried to frame that one low on the outside corner and missed. And Christian aboard first with 2 outs. That will bring up the cleanup hitter, Kate Reynolds. Left fielder hitting .432 this year with 37 runs, 34 RBIs. Redden took a bit off on that outside corner pitch for strike 1. The rain has been in the forecast for the last couple of days. Of course, the fields are turf. They have absorbed a lot. Sun started to peek out right before this game got going. We had a rain delay in the first semifinal with Pendleton County and Trinity Christian of almost an hour as heavy rains came down here. We will hope for no more if we can. 1-1 offering. Swing and a miss from Reynolds. Wahama has defeated 2 tremendous state tournament teams this year. Greenbrier West 0-1 on their only opportunity. There is a strikeout. Bookend K's for Briley Redden. No damage in the top of the first. Greenbrier West headed to the plate here on the NFHS Network.
No hits, no errors, 1 left on as we head.
No runs for the White Falcons from Wahama High School in the top of the first inning. Couple of strikeouts bookended by Briley Redden. And then a ground out to Redden herself. So all 3 outs recorded by the starting pitcher for Greenbrier West. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on. Take a look at the Greenbrier West lineup here. Redden will get the start at the plate, followed by Brooke Patterson. Zoe James is the 3rd hitter. Cleanup hitter Presley Treadware. Brooke Atkins hitting 5th. Kendall Taylor hitting 6th. Diana Porter batting 7th. Batting 8th is Michaela Combs, and Ava Price batting 9th. And we will see our first look here at the state tournament for the commit to West Virginia State University, Elsa Hoffman. Hoffman in 25 appearances this year, 19-5, a 2.53 ERA. She has thrown a ton of innings, 135 and 2/3 to be exact, 94 strikeouts, 49 walks. And she is ready to go to work. Pitcher versus pitcher right away. This one tattooed over the head of the left fielder, Kate Reynolds. That's going to be extra bases as Redden slides in safely to third with the leadoff triple. The first pitch turned on and ripped over the head of Reynolds there at the left field area. Redden came in hitting .543. That's her 45th hit. She's got 10 doubles on the season, or 17 doubles, 10 home runs. That'll bring up Brooke Patterson. Patterson swings at the first pitch. Well, Greenbrier West came in on a tear offensively. They outscored their opponents in the sectional and regional 62-0, and they have swung at the first 2 offerings from the West Virginia State commit and scored the first run of the ball game. RBI base hit for Patterson. That's number 21 on the season. Bringing up the right fielder, Maddie Fields. Fields hitting .383, 24 RBIs. Fields squares the bunt, backs off as Patterson heads towards second. The throw gets away from the center fielder. That's going to score another run. Well, you had stats backing up the throw, and it got between her glove and got all the way out to deep center field. So a little insult to injury as Patterson will come all the way around from first to score. Fields feigning the bunt attempt. She's got an 0-1 count, but quickly Greenbrier West plating 2 runs. Hoffman rifles one inside to begin. Home plate umpire is Rob Carr today. Danny Thomas at first, Randy Whitlack at second, and Donnie Martin over at third. This one chopped towards the second baseman. Fielded on a tough throw, in and out of the glove. It was a great play by Carr there at second. Mays, though, couldn't dig it out. And a bit of a tough inning here defensively for the White Falcons. It was fielded cleanly, and then the turn snap throw was a little low. It was in time. But a couple of errors here defensively for Wahama, causing some problems. We talked about Hoffman coming in. In her 132 innings of work, she's given up 85 runs, but only 49 of those runs have been earned. Greenbrier West remaining very aggressive here on the base pass, as well as Fields will swipe second. Presley Treadway, well, she's headed to college, but she's going to play a different sport. She is committed to West Virginia Tech. She's going to play volleyball for the Golden Bears. This one turned on, hits, dropped by the third baseman. The throw not in time, gets away at first base. That's going to score another run. Treadway heads out to second. Three runs across now on 3 errors defensively for the White Falcons. Treadway, well, you know, in this turf environments, you're not going to get really bad hops, but sometimes the spin is going to cause some problems, and I think it may have to the third baseman. Brinker was right there for it. Brooklyn Atkins squaring to bunt, fouls this one off. Greenbrier West taking full advantage right now of error problems for Wahama. Atkins hitting .400 even on the season with 33 RBIs. And Alyssa Hoffman trying to fight it out. Here is a bunt. Square it up, Hoffman. A strong throw to first. Into the glove of Mays for out number 1. Atkins does her job and sacrifices Treadway on to third.
Now batting for Greenbrier West, number 8, Kendall Taylor.
Kendall Taylor coming to the plate. The first baseman hitting .314, 21 RBIs, and 5 doubles. This one launched high into the sky and shallow left center field. Is it going to be deep enough? Not nearly, as Treadway holds at third. Stats fed that one in very quickly. Quickly, 2 outs now here in the bottom half of the first. Diana Porter, .344 hitter this year with 15 RBIs. Porter squared to bunts, pulled back and looks at strike 1. Greenbrier West with a pair of base hits here, but 3 errors defensively for Wahama have certainly impeded them getting out of this inning with no damage. Fouled into the cage on the 0-1 for Porter. 0-2 the count. In Pendleton County took the first semifinal 12-0 in 5 innings over Trinity Christian. 0-2 delivery. Hoffman dangled that one out upstairs. As you could see, Porter flinched but did not swing. 1-2 the count. Hoffman rocks and fires, popped up behind home plates. One-two look. Slight extra frame job from Van Meter. Van Meter playing catcher here. She was a first-team All-Stater last year as an infielder. Count evens at 2-2. Hoffman delivers. Swing and a miss, and down goes Porter. Damage for the Cavaliers, though, in the bottom of the first with 3 across. After 1 complete, the Cavaliers leading the White Falcons.
No plan? No problem. Just wing it. Whether it's a 6 or 10-piece order of our mouth-watering traditional wings or our flavorful boneless wings, now get them smothered in our new garlic parmesan sauce. Gino's Pizza and Spaghetti House. Just wing it.
Little General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. You keep us going. Thank you.
For over 4 decades, the health plan has called West Virginia home. It all started with a vision to serve our community with pride and integrity. We've grown alongside West Virginia, becoming part of its fabric. We've been here through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses. Because at the health plan, we don't just work here, we live here. The health plan, a proud corporate partner with the West Virginia SSAC.
We welcome you back to Field A here at the Rock is what we call it. Little Creek Park in South Charleston, West Virginia. One complete in Class Single A second semifinal. Greenbrier West plating 3 runs. Errors an issue for Wahama. The White Falcons with 3 errors in the bottom of the first inning. 2 base hits for the Cavaliers. So to the top of the second we go. Peyton Statt's going to lead it off against Redden. Redden with bookend strikeouts in the first inning. Also had the ground out back to her. Statt's hitting .394 this year with 37 hits, 22 ribbies. .24 stolen bases to lead this team for the center fielder. Redden delivers the 1-0, slapped out of play. Statt's also with 12 doubles, a couple of home runs. She's also been walked 17 times. Third on the team in runs scored with 39. This one back to the pitcher again. Redden knocks it down, had trouble holding on. And with the speed of Statt, she'll slide in safely just to be sure. That one knocked down by the glove of Redden and then pinballed all over. And Statt's hustling down the line. I think Redden maybe knew she had to hustle that one and just couldn't grab it in the glove. So a base runner aboard here in the second inning for the White Falcons. That'll bring the pitcher Hoffman to the plate, hitting .291 with 24 RBIs. Hoffman going to bunt this one down the line. Popped up and caught by the third baseman Porter. She'll rifle to first. Fortunately for Wahama, Statt's back quickly.
Now batting for Wahama, number 3, Phoebe Richardson.
Porter was already playing shallow there at third, and she got in quickly on the pop fly. And a very nice base running decision by Stats to stay close. Phoebe Richardson, designated player. She's hitting in the order at the moment for Marley Carr, who's the second baseman. Richardson hitting .389, 28 hits, 17 RBIs, and 7 doubles. 1-0 pitch. Sent into the cage over at the first base dugout side. Wahama, the third base dugout, as the visiting team. First base side housed by the Cavaliers. One hopper, that's going to send the runner down. The throw gets away, backed up though by Treadway there. The throw from Atkins sailed wide and right. Stats moves on to second. 2-1 the count to Richardson. Redden took some time to retie the shoe. 2-1 delivery, swing and a miss. Off-speed action, Richardson out in front, and here comes the ball from the Double-A side over on Field B. Again, this is the first season with 4 classes, so single and Double-A taking center stage on these 2 fields today and tomorrow. And then Class AAA and Class 4A will take center stage Friday and Saturday, all that weather permitting, of course. We did have some rain and a delay in the first semifinal. Big wins this year for Wahama. Speaking of classes above, St. Mary's, last year's champion single A, fell to the White Falcons, 1-0. This one missing upstairs, and runners at first and second for Wahama. Also, That juggernaut that is Herbert Hoover fell to Wahama 2-1 this season. A couple of signature wins for this White Falcon program out of their 27 wins. Started out the year 10-0 before their first couple of losses. Reeled off 6 straight before 2 more losses, 7 in a row. Came into this postseason, though, just 3-2. And again, we talked, they had to win a decisive Game 3 in the sectional tournament over Gilmer, a decisive Game 3 in the regional tournaments over Sherman just to get here this year. First and second for Zoe Mays, the first baseman, hitting .266 with 15 RBIs. And Redden misses once again. Somebody get that and take a message for me. Probably a collector. Up and out again for Redden. Redden came into the postseason with 140 strikeouts to just 47 walks. She's got 2 strikeouts, 2 walks so far in the first couple of innings. And she's going to miss low again. 3-0 the count now to Mays. Wahama looking to try to get things back in order quickly here. And before the 3-0 pitch, Atkins going to come out and check with Redden to make sure everything's working properly out there.
Hey, Blue, what's the count? Hey, Blue, what's the count?
Redden getting some time to adjust the glove. And a 3-0 count here to Mays. Redden rocks and fires and misses again. Back-to-back base on balls issued, and that will load the bases for Wahama. Hitter number 9 in the White Falcon order, the third baseman, Mary Brinker. .321 hitter this year, 10 RBIs. And she has got ducks on the pond here for the White Falcons after giving up the 3 runs with 3 errors in the bottom of the first. Brinker took a massive swing at that one. An all-speed pitch for Redden has worked well so far in the first couple of innings. Oh, 1 sails up and away. Atkins with a nice stab. The 1-1 off speed again out in front is Brinker. Redden trying to think her way through this at-bat with the bases loaded and 1 out. The 1-2 delivery. This one sent high into the sky in center field. Patterson makes the grab, and they're going to send the runner home from third as Stats will score the first run for the White Falcons. Waiting to see if it was deep enough for Brinker, and it was. So the sac RBI will send us back to the top of the White Falcon order. Audrey Reynolds struck out looking in the first inning. And that is a rarity. Reynolds, a .582 hitter, 40 runs scored, 46 hits, 37 RBIs, second on the team. 14 doubles, 3 triples, 3 home runs. She's done it all. Reynolds swings hard and fouls it off. Who won the count? Redden rocks and fires, popped up third base side. And Reynolds quickly behind in the count, 0-2. Redden rolling that ball on the hip. Comes with the 0-2 pitch. Smacked foul again. And Reynolds will hang in there for another. Here comes the 0-2 to the outside. Redden left that one out to the left-hander, seeing if she would swing at one outside the zone. Reynolds laid off. Reynolds with 15 walks this season. This one hops Atkins. Count moves even at 2-2. We had some really tough weather earlier. Still overcast here at Little Creek Park. We're hoping that the rain will stay away for the rest of this one today. The 2-2 pitch up and in a little bit as Reynolds has fought back after going behind in the count 0-2, full count. Richardson out at second, Mays at first. The payoff pitch upstairs, and Reynolds draws the walk. And the bases are loaded yet again. This time it'll be Van Meter. Well, if you are Coach Wes Riffle, this is the one you want to the plate. The leading RBI producer here for Wahama with 39 coming in. Van Meter grounded back to Redden in the first inning. Well, Coach Stephen Price wants to have a chat with his right-hander. With the bases loaded. Going to be a quick meeting with coach and player. Van Meter again comes in hitting .430 this year with 42 runs scored, 40 hits, 39 RBIs, 10 doubles, 5 home runs. Obviously a dangerous hitter at the plate. First pitch, boy, I tell you, Redden went right at Van Meter. Fastball belt high down the middle. Oh, 1 the count. Van Meter swings and fouls this one back. And once again, Redden is ahead in the count, 0-2. 3 straight batters that's happened. Redden rocks and fires. High heat, swing and a miss, and down goes Van Meter. A big strikeout for Redden. Her third of the ball game, and the damage for Greenbrier West limited to just 1. To the bottom of the second we go. Cavaliers heading to the plate.
For over 4 decades, the health plan has called West Virginia home. It all started with a vision to serve our community with pride and integrity. We've grown alongside West Virginia, becoming part of its fabric. We've been here through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses. Because at the health plan, we don't just work here, we live here. The health plan, a proud corporate partner with the Mountain East Conference.
Adventure takes you here, but much of it starts right here in West Virginia, where Toyota has lived alongside hardworking West Virginians for over 25 years, investing over $2 billion in the Buffalo manufacturing plant and bringing in over 2,000 jobs. And that helps fuel the local economy. Thanks for making Toyota the #1 selling brand in West Virginia. See your dealer and start your adventure today. Toyota, let's go places.
The White Falcons manufacturing a comeback run in the top half of the second inning after giving up 3 in the bottom of the first inning, but damage limited by the Cavaliers' defense, including the pitcher Briley Redden, her 3rd strikeout of the ball game to a very dangerous batter in Van Meter. 1 run, no hits, 1 error, and 3 left aboard for Wahama. To the bottom half of the second inning we go. And for the Cavaliers, 8, 9, and 1 to the plate. Gracie Rhodes, Ava Price, and Briley Redden. As Alyssa Hoffman ready to work in the second inning. Rhodes on the season, hitting 176, a couple of RBIs. Hoffman lays an off-speed pitch over the middle of the plate for strike one. A one pitch, late swing, fouled back. Hoffman ahead in the count. And Hoffman has worked a ton of innings this year, 135 2/3 coming in, a 2.53 ERA. And ahead in the count here to the number 8 hitter for Greenbrier West. Junk pitch up at the eyes, 1-2. Rhodes with the 2 strikes, choking up on the bat. Here comes the pitch, swing and a miss. And strikeout number 2 for Hoffman. Hoffman left that one up in the zone. As you see Rhodes swinging underneath that one, may have jammed Rhodes a little bit as well. First out of the inning, hitter number 9, now Ava Price, 314 hitter this year. 16 base hits, 14 RBI. She's got a home run. Swing and a miss. Hoffman looking nice and determined here in the bottom of the second. Again, gave up just 1 earned of the 3 in that first inning. Here's a bunt attempt, late bunt attempt, fielded cleanly. And not in time. Wow, the throw across from Brinker looked good. Well, I think they're going to say out maybe now, or did they? Okay. I wasn't quite sure. The call there from the first base umpire, Danny Thomas, kind of threw his hands up in the air. That was one of those say out calls. So Brinker makes the play at first. Back to Redden now, top of the order. Swings at the first pitch and fouls it back. Just as she did in the first inning. Ripped a triple and ended up scoring on the next pitch. A single by Brooke Patterson. Again, Redden hit him 543 this year. Scored 42 runs now. 30 RBIs as Hoffman lays one upstairs. 1-1 the count. In Redden, 2013, a utility player on the first team All-State list. Last year as a pitcher, she was second team. And the count 2-1 now to Redden. With 2 outs in the bottom of the second, Hoffman delivers. Moving inside. 3-1. Class AA semifinal number 2 taking place to our left on Field B. St. Mary's, the defending single A champs. And Liberty Raleigh, this one poked to straightaway center field. Moving over a couple steps is Stats for out number 3, and a much needed for the White Falcons. 1-2-3 inning. We've played 2 completes. Wahama and Greenbrier West in a battle. The White Falcons to the plate after this.
From our made-from-scratch biscuit sandwiches to hearty breakfast wraps, Tudor's Biscuit World serves up a taste of simpler times. Now pair your favorite sandwich or wrap with a refreshing iced coffee combo. This is Biscuit Country, where made from scratch never tasted better.
Looking for a path to success in service? The West Virginia Army National Guard offers unmatched opportunities. Earn your degree with up to 100% tuition assistance while gaining invaluable leadership skills. Train locally, serve part-time, and build a career with endless possibilities. Join a team dedicated to community, state, and country. The West Virginia Army National Guard, where your future starts today. Visit NationalGuard.com WV to learn more. We guard West Virginia.
Learn more at healthland.org.
2 innings complete here in Class Single A. Greenbrier West got 3 in the bottom of the first. Wahama gets 1 back in the top of the second. And that is where we stand. Appreciate you joining us for our live streaming coverage of the Class Single A State Tournament. I'm Andrew Miller. Our entire crew here at Video Productions working hard to make this the best viewing that you can have. We've got great cameramen. Robbie Mounts working some of the statistics here. Our producer for Class Single A is Levi Barnett. Barnhart. I'll get it right eventually. I kind of wish now Levi was in a truck somewhere, not right in front of me. I think I knew a Levi Barnett one time, Levi. Sorry. Top of the third we go. Kaylin Christian will lead it off. That's 3, 4, and 5 to the plate for the White Falcons to begin. Christian walked on 5 pitches in the first inning, was stranded at first to end that one. Redden fires one outside. Redden so far with 3 strikeouts, 3 walks. Redden so far yet to give up a base hit in the first couple of innings. Missing up and out again to Christian. Good season here for the shortstop, Kaylin Christian, 470. 36 RBIs, 11 doubles, 4 triples, 4 home runs. Healthy cut on the 2-1 offering, fouled back. A very veteran team for the White Falcons, senior heavy in the starting lineups. The 2-2 pitch, called strike 3 at the knees. That one freezes Christian, and she'll go down on strikes for the first out. Strikeout number 4 for Briley Redden. And number 140 on the season for the senior. So the cleanup hitter, Kate Reynolds, struck out swinging to finish off inning number 1. Leans in for the second opportunity against Redden. Swing and a miss. Soft speed action. Redden has pretty good control of that change-up pitch. Reynolds hitting .432 on the season with 34 RBIs. Swings at the next one. Launches it high into the sky. Down the line in foul territory and in and out of the glove of Gracie Rhodes. As Reynolds was still running, that's a smart play to make because that ball was right near the fair foul line. Rhodes had a beat on it, but the freshman got it in the glove and it popped right back out. Tremendous camera work, as you see, just in foul territory. And Reynolds going to breathe a sigh of relief, a respite for Reynolds with an 0-2 count. She'll get another opportunity. 0-2 pitch. Well, that one put right where Adkins wanted it, just a little too far outside, and Reynolds stayed disciplined on the pitch. A 1-2 offering. This one popped up right behind home plate. Count remains 1-2. Winner of this contest will play the winner of the first game. Pendleton County took care of Trinity Christian 12-0 in 5 innings. That'll be the nightcap here today. This one in fair territory, launched over towards Rhodes again. She has a second opportunity. and makes good on the second chance. 2 up, 2 down in the top half of the third. Peyton Stats to the plate, reached on an error in the second inning and ended up scoring on the sacrifice RBI by Brinker.
Now batting for Wahama, number 21, Peyton Stats.
Again, Stats, .394 on the year with 37 hits, 22 RBIs. Showed her speed on that play as well to first. Lets the first offering go on the outside corner. 0-1 the count. Redden rocks and fires. Stats sends it out of play. Quickly 0-2 again. Well, Redden has stayed in front of the counts here in this inning. Got behind 3 times in inning number 2. Lost 2 of those 3 batters. Stats fouls another back. That remains 0-2. Redden winds and delivers. That one's going to clip Stats right off the front of the leg. Not sure what part got hit, whether it was a knee or a shin. None of it feels good. We'll take a look here with a one-hopper. I think it caught the lower part of the right knee there for Stats, and she'll head to first with the 2 outs. That is just the 5th batter that Redden has hit all season. Now the pitcher, Hoffman, took a swing at the first pitch, popped it up to third base to get out in the first inning. That one gets away temporarily, and with the speed of Stats, slides in safely. Good throw by Adkins. We saw that in the first game with Trinity Christian's Peyton Moore stealing second, overslid the base and ended up tagged out. Atkins with a nice scoop there, and you see Stats just grabbing a hold of second there to keep on the bag. Stolen base number 25, the leader for Wahama. And the White Falcons here trying to claw back in a little at a time. 2-0 the count to the pitcher, Hoffman. Missing low. 3-0 the count. Falcons looking for a little 2-out magic here in the top of the third. Hoffman squared the bunt, backed off, and looks at strike 1. Hoffman, in addition to being a good pitcher, 291 hitter, 24 RBIs this year. Three-one delivery. Chopped foul. You know, in Field B, to our left, Class AA, St. Mary's, last year's Single A champion, facing off against Liberty Raleigh. Our other crew over there, Mark Martin leading the way. Ryan Shepard producing that game. In the dirt on the 3-2 pitch as Hoffman draws the walk, number 14 of the season, in the inning will continue. Cavaliers got the first 2 outs of the inning, and then Stats hit by a pitch, stole second. Now Phoebe Richardson to the plate, walked on a full count in the second inning, was stranded over at third. She's got 17 RBIs this season. Redden keeps it low in the zone. 1-0 the count. This one called strike, but it gets off the glove of Atkins, and that will allow the runners to advance. Stats moves on to third, Hoffman out to second. And even with the strike, it just popped out of the glove. One swing of the bats for Richardson could tie this ball game. The 1-1 pitch, up and away. See a little bit of frustration in the body language there on that pitch from Redden. And she's got 3 walks and a hit batter, but has limited the damage to just 1 run. Still yet has not given up a base hit. This one's going to get away off of the shin guard of Atkins. It rolls all the way down the third baseline, and that will allow Stats to score. So the White Falcons, although they do not have a base hit yet, they have 2 runs on the board. As Redden one-hops the catcher, it hit right off the knee of those shin guards, and it continued to trickle all the way towards the entryway of the third base dugout. Hoffman moves on to third, and now a 3-1 count to Richardson. All of the damage right now taking place with 2 outs on the board. Fastball inside corner, you see the reaction by Richardson. Little wry smile down to third base to her coach. Full count. Redden trying to hold the lead here. This one missing low, another walk issued. And runners at the corners now in the top of the third. Zoe Mays did not see a strike her first plate appearance in the second inning, walked on 4 pitches. Mays, a .266 hitter this year, 15 RBIs though. And a chance to tie it with Hoffman aboard third. Redden fighting through this inning, having some control issues. First offering to Mays, misses low. .1-0 delivery, up and away. They'll fake the throw. As Wahama faked the steal. 2-0 count. You can see in the top right section of the score, 73 pitches already here for Redden. This one popped up into very shallow right field. Moving over, though, is Fields, and she will grab it for out number 3. One back again for Wahama, and we have closed into a 1-run ball game as we enter the bottom of the third.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck, yes. That'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in West Virginia, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Life doesn't wait, so neither should your care. Whether it's a cough, fever, or stomach bug, Access Plus is here for those urgent moments.
From bumps and bruises to stitches and even x-rays, we've got you covered with extended hours and walk-in care for the whole family.
You do not have to be an Access Health patient to be seen. No appointments, no hassle, just quality care when you need it.
Access Health, where care meets community.
Athletics that provide long life or lifelong and life quality learning lessons.
Moving into the bottom of inning number 3. We have closed in on a 1-run ball game. Greenbrier West in the bottom of the first inning got a couple of base hits, including the leadoff triple by Briley Redden. 3 Wahama errors did not help the cause. But since then, Melissa Hoffman, a 1-2-3, bottom of the second, and 1 run apiece for the White Falcons in the second and third innings, and they still yet have no base hits. They have manufactured both of those runs. And we have got a close one here. 2-3-4 to the plates here in the bottom of inning number 3. Brooke Patterson leads it off. RBI single and a run scored in the first inning. As this one gets away from Hoffman.
Okay, buddy. See ya.
Patterson, after that RBI single, scored on that wild throw that got away out at second base. Hoffman with the one hopper. 2-0 the count. There's a chopper towards first base, fielded cleanly, taken there by Zoe Mays for the first out. We'll bring up the right fielder, Maddie Fields. Fields reached on an error in the first inning, stole second, and ended up scoring. Off-speed action to begin for Hoffman. Missed upstairs in the zone. So after that chaotic first inning defensively for Hoffman's teammates, they are trying to settle in here. Got the 1-2-3 seconds. Hoffman moving to the inside of the plate. Missing once again, 2-0. This afternoon, consolation brackets will take place first. Trinity Christian and the loser of this contest. Hoffman missing low again. Then the nightcap tonight, right here on Field A. The two winners will face off, Pendleton County and the winner of this game. So one team will be eliminated this afternoon. Called strike on the 3-1 count. Going into tomorrow morning, there will be just 3 teams remaining in this tournament. And then somebody in the first game will be eliminated. And it'll be a 2-team race at the end. Here's one slapped down the line, foul. On the 3-1 count to Fields. Full count now. Hoffman fighting back after going down 3-0. Here comes the payoff pitch, tattooed right through the gap at short and third. And Fields delivers. So the one-out single.
Now batting number 2, Presley Treadway.
Third base hits of the ball game. Clean contact on that one. Inside pitch turned on by Fields. 32nd base hit of the season. Presley Treadway reached on an error in the first inning. Made it all the way to third. Treadway going to square to bunt. Backs off. The throw down. They got her. A tremendous throw by Van Meter. And an even better tag out at second or shortstop by Christian. Swipe to the upper leg. We'll take a look. A good jump by Fields. But a tremendous throw and a bang-bang play, and they have got her on the steal attempt. So 2 outs now. And an 0-1 count to Presley Treadway. Turns on the pitch, and home plate umpire Rob Carr says that's fair. Right down the line. And Treadway delivers.
Now batting number 6, Brooklyn
So a 2 outs, base hit, a double for Treadway. Her 7th double of the season. Right over top the bag it goes. Well, now you think back, if you're Coach Stephen Price, boy, you'd love to have that runner aboard on that base hits. But you can't live in woulda, coulda, shouldas at all here in this state tournament. Brooklyn Atkins looks on at the first one in the dirt. Atkins sack bunt to advance runners back in inning number 1. .33 RBIs for Atkins. Fights this one off down the third base line. Atkins with 7 doubles this year, 3 home runs. Hoffman delivers outside corner, checking the swing, but going around and fouling it. Moves the count to 1-2. After giving up the 3 at the bottom of the first, Hoffman would like to go blanking again here in the third. This one popped up, foul territory. That's going to get out of play. Meanwhile, Wahama, again, still with no base hits, but they've got 2 on the board. They have manufactured, and been opportunistic with an error by the Cavaliers defense. Count remains 1-2. Hoffman delivers. A little high heat fouled back. And a battle brewing here between the pitcher Hoffman and Atkins. Another 1-2 offering to the outside corner. Hoffman put it right where Van Meter wanted it. Atkins proving a nuisance here at the plate to Hoffman. A third straight 1-2 offering. This one sent high into the sky in foul territory, and making the grab is the first baseman. The White Falcons get out of it with no damage. We move to the 4th inning. Greenbrier West leading 3-2.
Hi, I'm Heather, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich is getting the perfect bite. It's probably not the first bite, it's the second or the third, with the juicy chicken and the delicious pickle. The bite with the pickle is it. I mean, that is like the magic combination.
Hi, I'm Jennifer. A little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich is the combination of the warm, soft bun against this delicious piece of chicken. The bun is just this soft little hug around the chicken that's so perfect in every bite.
The best thing about West Virginia is West Virginia.
It's family, faith, and integrity.
It's a strong work ethic.
Everyone knows their neighbors.
I think we feel closer to nature and we feel closer to each other.
You can achieve anything here.
To be a West Virginian is to be hopeful. We live in a state that has boundless opportunities, and with boundless opportunities come hope.
Hope Gas is lighting the way forward for West Virginia. Learn more at wvisforhope.com.
We have played 3 complete innings here. Field A at the Rock, Little Creek Park in South Charleston, West Virginia, site of the 2025 WVSSAC Class Single A Softball State Tournament. Pendleton County earlier today, dispatching of Trinity Christian. They await the winner of this one tonight. The Warriors will face off against the loser as you take a look at our brackets. There'll be an elimination game 30 minutes after the conclusion of this one. And then you move on. Someone will be eliminated today. Somebody tomorrow morning will be eliminated at the 10:30 opportunity. And then an opportunity for a series to close it out. One team will need to win just one. One team will need to win 2. That'll be taking place right here on Field A tomorrow. Well, a 2-out double for Treadway did not produce anything. Mary Brinker had a sack RBI back in the second inning, helping score the first Wahama run. 2-0 the count. Redden has certainly had some struggles with control in the last couple of innings, but she and the defense have managed pretty well. They still have yet to give up a base hit to Wahama. Redden with 4 strikeouts, 5 walks, and a hit batter. The 2-1 pitch fouled into the cage. 2-2. 9-1-2 here in the top of the fourth for the White Falcons. Audrey Reynolds on deck. Van Meter in the hole. 2-2 delivery, swing and a miss, and strikeout number 5 registered by Briley Redden. First out of the inning. You think about the two teams coming into the postseason. Wahama really had to battle just to make it here. As we said, went to a deciding Game 3 in the sectional tournament, defeating Gilmer County close, a deciding Game 3 in the regional over Sherman just to get here. Meanwhile, Greenbrier West has won 9 of their last 10. 4-0 in the postseason. They've outscored their opponents 62-0 coming into this one. So a lot of motivation and a lot of momentum for the Cavaliers. Wahama, though, a tough, gritty team. Audrey Reynolds walked her last plate appearance. Swings heavy at the 1-0. Reynolds struck out looking back in inning number 1, hitting .582. If you're Coach Wes Riffle, that is what you want out of a leadoff hitter. On base a lot, scores a lot. 40 runs this year. She'll square to bunt. Pulled back and looks at a strike on the outside corner. Reynolds disagrees vehemently, shaking her head with that one. 1-2 the count. Take a look at that last pitch. Right around the knees. The question is, on the plate, painting the edge. That's why we're up here and not working the game. Redden misses over the head this time. 2-2 the count. Now Reynolds not only on base a lot this year and scores a lot, she's got 37 RBIs. That's good for second on the team. 14 doubles for the leadoff hitter. This one slapped high into the sky. Over near Rhodes, and Rhodes will make the grab. 2 up, 2 down in the top of the fourth. Now Fiona Van Meter, that was a big out in the second inning for Redden. Got Van Meter swinging to end the threat in the second with the bases loaded. And that is a tough out. Van Meter, a .430 hitter, best on the team in RBIs with 39 of them. 10 doubles and 5 home runs. First pitch ripped up the middle. And there is the first base hit of the game for Wahama. It took until the 4th inning.
Now batting for Wahama, number 9, Kaylin Greenbrier.
And Van Meter reaches on the 2-out single. Well, Wahama got their run in the second with 2 outs on the board, got the other one in the third with 2 outs. Maybe they just like to see 2 outs on the board before they produce. Kaylin Christian to the plate. Third on the team with 36 RBIs. Redden delivers on the corner for strike 1. Christian walked in the first inning, stranded at first, and then struck out looking in the third. Lots of pitches here for Redden. 86 pitches so far. Swing and a miss. Healthy cut. But nothing but air there for Christian. 0-2. The 0-2 delivery. Christian will stay alive. Count remains 0-2, top of the fourth inning. A one-run contest here in the second semifinal in Class Single A. I say single A, or semifinals. I should say quarterfinals in a double elimination tournament. Technically, the semifinals will be the first game tomorrow morning. Rather the championship series. Here comes the 1-2. That one cranked high into the sky, straight away center field. Patterson camps under it for out number 3. A single and the first base hit for the White Falcons, but Greenbrier West shuts the door. We move to the bottom of the fourth, 3-2 Cavaliers.
Hi, I'm Heather, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich is getting the perfect bite. It's probably not the first bite, it's the second or the third, with the juicy chicken and the delicious pickle. The bite with the pickle is it. I mean, that is like the magic combination.
Hi, I'm Jennifer. A little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich is the combination of the warm, soft bun against this delicious piece of chicken. The bun is just this soft little hug around the chicken that's so perfect in every bite.
The best thing about West Virginia is West Virginia.
It's family, faith, and integrity.
It's a strong work ethic.
Everyone knows their neighbors. I think we feel closer to nature and we feel closer to each other.
You can achieve anything here.
To be a West Virginian is to be hopeful. We live in a state that has boundless opportunities, and with boundless opportunities come hope.
Hope Gas is lighting the way forward for West Virginia. Learn more at wvisforhope.com.
Well, a sight we didn't think we'd see here today. Blue skies, although they are few and far between. We had an hour rain delay this morning in game number 1 between Pendleton County and Trinity Christian. A short game victory for the number 1 ranked team in the state, Pendleton County, 12-0. They await the winner of this game. That'll be the nightcap tonight. The loser of this contest will turn around 30 minutes later and will face Trinity Christian in an elimination game. For the White Falcons, finally a base hit. It was a 2-out single by Fiona Van Meter, but no damage for Wahama. So we move to the bottom of the fourth inning. And for Greenbrier West, 6, 7, and 8 to the plate. Kendall Taylor will lead it off against Alyssa Hoffman. Taylor popped out to center field, her first plate appearance, as Hoffman delivers an off-speed look right over the middle of the plate. Again, Hoffman, we talked about before the game started, committed to play softball at West Virginia State. Tried that off-speed pitch again. Left it in front of Van Meter. One pitch upstairs. Hoffman has scattered 4 hits in this game, but errors have been an issue. This one ripped towards the shortstop. Going to be a tough play just in time for Christian. That was a bit of a slow roller, and Kaylin Christian had to charge and had to set and throw accurately and quickly. Got it out of the glove quickly, and an accurate throw for out number 1. That will bring up Diana Porter, struck out swinging in the first. What a .344 hitter coming into this game. Hoffman gives a check to the wristband. This one popped up right between short and second, and it'll squirt through for another base hit. The pitch kind of jamming Porter, got just enough on it to send it past the glove of Carr there at second. Looks like we may have A pinch hitter at least. Gracie Rhodes was scheduled to come to the plate. Instead, it's going to be Kenna Fields, the junior.
Number 5, Kenna Fields.
She just pitch hit and she going in the field.
So Fields hitting here in the 4th inning. Fields coming in with a .222 batting average. Couple of RBIs as well for the junior. Swings and misses at the first offering. And Hoffman utilizing that towel in the back pocket. It has been, again, very wet this morning, and even with a field like this, so much rain, that ball, when it hits the ground, might still have a little moisture on it. Caution throw down to second that time for Van Meter, as Rhodes backed off on the high pitch. Sorry, Fields. Fields took a swipe at that one. 1-2. Cavaliers looking for some small ball action here, trying to advance the runner, Porter, into scoring position. Here comes the 1-2, and that one's going to freeze Fields. Hoffman went with the off speed and dropped it over the zone. Strikeout number 3 on the day for Hoffman. Belt high on that pitch. 2 outs now here in the inning.
Number 1, Ava Price.
That will bring Ava Price to the plate. Grounded out to third on a nice play by Brinker back in the 2nd inning. Swing and a miss. The first pitch going to send the runner down, and sliding past the tag is Porter. Stolen base for Porter. Take a look. A good throw, but barely missing the tag on the back there was Christian. 0-1 the counts. A really late swing for Price. Fouled back. Now Hoffman ahead in the count, 0-2. Well, we are watching the slow-mo replay of that swipe tag. And bang, bang play there at second. 2 outs, 0-2 the count now to Price. Hoffman delivers, fouled off again. That one jamming Price. Able to catch a piece of it. Price with 14 RBIs this year. And the junior hitting .314. Oh-2 pitch, swing and a miss, and that will do it in the bottom of the 4th. Both teams have certainly settled down, and we've got a grind here. We move to the 5th. Wahama to the plate, trailing by 1.
Decades, the health plan is called West Virginia Home. It all started with a vision to serve our community with pride and integrity. We've grown alongside West Virginia, becoming part of its fabric. We've been here through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses. Because at the health plan, we don't just work here, we live here. Proudly serving West Virginia since 1979. Your trusted partner in the community, the health plan. Here for you.
No plan? No problem. Just wing it. Whether it's a 6 or 10-piece order of our mouth-watering traditional wings or our flavorful boneless wings, now get them smothered in our new garlic parmesan sauce. Gino's Pizza and Spaghetti House. Just wing it.
Well, great camera work towards the last half of that inning Our game producer, Levi Barnhart, was looking at the slow-mo of that swipe tag on the stolen base by Porter, and it was so close. We've got ourselves quite the battle here. It looked like Greenbrier West shot out of a cannon with the 3 runs in the bottom half of the first, but they've been held in check since then by Hoffman and the defense. Meanwhile, Wahama with just 1 base hit, but they have manufactured 2 runs in the 3rd and 4th innings, respectively. And they will send hitters 4, 5, and 6 to the plate in the top of the 5th. Kate Reynolds, Peyton Stats, Alyssa Hoffman to lead it off as Reynolds takes the first pitch, foul back out of play. Reynolds 0 for 2, a strikeout and a flyout to left field. Redden has battled through some control issues in the 2nd and 3rd innings. Relatively easy in that 4th inning, although they did give up the base hit with 2 outs, able to get the pop fly to finish it. Knee-high fastball, missing just a little low. 2-1 the count. Redden keeps it low in the zone. 3-1. Redden's got 5 strikeouts, 5 walks, a hit batter. If we had a bull mask on it, that would be Nuke LaLoosh style. Low in the zone again, and that is the 6th walk given up by Redden. Leadoff runner aboard, tying run on the base paths in the top of the 5th for Wahama.
Now batting for Wahama, number 21, Peyton Stats.
Peyton Stats has been on base twice, reached by error and scored in the 2nd inning on the sac RBI by Brinker, and then was hit by a pitch, stole the base in the 3rd, and ended up heading home once again. Redden misses on the first offering. Take a message for me. Debt collectors. Don't like them. 1-0 the count. Redden rocks and fires. That one's going to get away to the backstop, and that will send the tying run into scoring position for Reynolds. And a 2-0 count now to Peyton Stats. White Falcons 27 wins this season. As we talked about, the grind to get here, had to go to 2 separate Game 3 deciding ball games in the section and in the regional finals. As Redden delivers a strike. Wahama started off the season blistering with a 10-0 record to begin. They've won 2 big games this year. Here's Stats squaring to bunt. This is going to be a tough play for Redden. Not in time. The throw is late. And Stats going to beat it out. Just the 2nd base hit of the ball game here for Wahama, but they've got runners at 1st and 3rd. Good bunts. You know Stats has got the wheels. Redden fielded it cleanly with the bare hand, but just no way she was going to get it there in time. Runners at the corners now, and Stats obviously a threat to steal. She's already got 1 in this game, leads the team with 25. And we've got a pause in the action here. Home plate umpire Rob Carr calling for the rest of the crew to come over. So a quick meeting. And maybe a question on whether or not Reynolds took off maybe early from 2nd. Don't know if that was a question asked by the dugout for Greenbrier West, but a quick meeting. And we're back to action. 1st and 3rd with nobody out and the pitcher Hoffman at the plate. Do not be surprised if Stats takes off here on the first pitch. Pitch low, they will send Stats, no throw coming. A big opportunity for the pitcher Hoffman. The tying run at 3rd the go-ahead run out at second, and the wheels behind it. Hoffman smacks this one out of play. 1-1 the count. Hoffman popped up to third in the second inning. And walked and ended up at third in that third inning. Here comes the 1-1. Hoffman, a late square to bunt, fielded cleanly. They're going to try to throw over to first, not in time. They were trying to keep tabs on the runner at third, and then they throw the ball away. Greenbrier West. They had what they needed in that they kept Reynolds at third base. The throw was late by Porter from third. Let's take a look at what happened here. It was a great bunt attempt. Porter looked back the runner. You had Stats off the bag there. The throw over was late, and then Greenbrier West decided to throw to second. And as soon as that ball went to second, Reynolds headed home. That is what Wahama has done so far today. They've got 3 runs, and they have absolutely manufactured all 3 of them, getting Greenbrier West kind of pinched down defensively. Stats will stay at second. Hoffman is safe at first. So a meeting for head coach Stephen Price after a little bit of confusion for Greenbrier West, allowing the tying run to score. Hoffman delivered a beautiful bunt, and that caused the pressure. The extra throw, though, from first to second is what allowed Reynolds to head home. Still no outs here in the top of the 5th inning, and we are tied. Phoebe Richardson, the designated player. She has been on base twice, both times by walk. Swings and fouls the first one off. Walked in the second on a full count, did it again in the 3rd inning. With a full count both times. This one ripped down the line at first, caught by the first baseman, Taylor, and stepping on the bag and causing the outs. And now they've got a triple play. What? They had Stats off the bag. Apparently, she never returned to second. Taylor made the grab, stepped on first to double off the runner. And as everybody was calming down, a throw went to second, and Stats had never come back to the bag. A triple play. Let's take a look at it. The line shot, fielded cleanly. Stats did not go back to the bag. Redden picks it up. They're screaming at Redden to throw to second. Stats tried to hustle back and couldn't get there. Wild action here on the single-A side of things. A tie ball game as we move to the bottom of the 5th. A triple play, one you don't see often here in South Charleston.
To the championship athletes, we say,
good luck. Go get 'em.
fight hard.
Never give up.
You've got this.
There's no I in team.
Let's go. And most importantly, have fun.
At WVU Medicine Thomas Hospitals, we're proud to be the official healthcare partner of West Virginia High School athletics.
Adventure takes you here, but much of it starts right here in West Virginia, where Toyota has lived alongside hardworking West Virginians for over 25 years, investing over $2 billion in the Buffalo manufacturing plant and bringing in over 2,000 jobs. And that helps fuel the local economy. Thanks for making Toyota the #1 selling brand in West Virginia. See your dealer and start your adventure today. Toyota, let's go places.
A wild and wacky finish to the top of the 5th inning as Wahama looked like they had big inning potential going. They did get the tying run across, but then with runners on first and second, a line drive shot to the first baseman, Kendall Taylor. She stepped on the bag to double off the runner at first who was off the bag, and that was Hoffman. Everybody thought the play was over. The ball goes down to the pitcher's area. Redden picks it up, and Patterson coming in from center field to get the bag at second. And they got Stats, who never returned to the bag. A very wild triple play for Greenbrier West. So as I collect my thoughts here as we start the bottom of the 5th inning, already a couple of pitches here to Redden. Just a lot of chaos. 2-1 the count to Redden, who is 1 for 2, had a triple back in inning number 1 and scored the first run of the game. Popped up to center field in the 2nd inning. Pitch gets away from Hoffman. 3-1 now to Redden. Hoffman has certainly settled since that first inning. 3 errors by the defense. Allowed those 3 runs. Since then, Hoffman has given up just 2 base hits. Off-speed action, drops right over the middle of the plate, full count. Redden, a .543 hitter this season. 30 RBIs. Swings at the off-speed again, held back long enough. We'll see another 3-2 pitch. Well, game number 1 in Class Single A, a little more anticlimactic than this one. Pendleton County scored 2 in the first, 3 in the second, 3 in the third, 4 in the fourth. And between 2 pitchers, Bailey Beechler and Susan Vinsel, they gave up just 3 base hits in that game, defeating Trinity Christian 12-0. Again, they're in the championship bracket tonight. Awaiting the winner of this crazy contest. We're tied at 3. Payoff pitch, chopper towards the first base area, gets over the glove of Zoe Mays, and that's going to send Redden to the base paths once again. Took a wild hop there on the first baseman. Again, we love the turf for many reasons, but sometimes when the ball comes off the bat with a lot of spin, those second hops really wreak some havoc on you. Patterson steps in from the left side of the plate. So RBI single in the first inning. Here's a bunt squared for, and she'll sacrifice the throw, though, from Hoffman. Gets away, and that will allow Red to head over to third. Carr was covering the bag at first, and the throw just missing, and errors. Well, that's the name of the game here for Wahama. It's a well-laid bunt. Hoffman fields it cleanly. Threw just a little low and a little away from the first base area. That was that was Mays, by the way. I do apologize. Redden heads over to third. Runners at the corners. Maddie Fields 1-4-2 with a single. Stolen a base and scored a run as well. Squares the bunt, backs off. No throw down to second. An awkward slide by Patterson. So Wahama scratching and clawing. A run in the second, a run in the third. The first base hit of the game in the fourth. And then 2 more base hits in the fifth. But unable to connect on much. This one launched high into the sky. Very shallow center field. And a nice play by Peyton Stats. We talked about her speed on the base pass. She proved it again. Ended up on the green part of the infield at the end of that play. First out of the bottom of the 5th inning recorded for the White Falcons. Presley Treadway, shortstop, reached on an error in the first, doubled but was stranded in inning number 3. Treadway going to square the bunt. Lots of masse on that one. It'll trickle foul. 0-1 the count. We mentioned Treadway headed to the next level, but not for softball. She is going to play volleyball for West Virginia Tech next season. First team All-Stater back in 2023 as an infielder. Go-ahead run for the Cavaliers at third base, represented by the pitcher. Treadway was waiting for the ball for a bunt attempt. Often delivered outside. 1-1 the count. Wahama double checking that Treadway pulled the bat back. Hoffman sends it over the plates. Hoffman going to take it at first, and that will score the go-ahead run. Well, the pitcher did the job. She fielded it, tried to look Redden back, but as soon as the turn and throw happened, Redden headed home. Give credit to Treadway for the sacrifice RBI. Patterson heads over to third, and with 2 outs, Greenbrier West inches in front 4-3.
Now batting for Greenbrier West, number 6, Brooklyn Atkins.
Brooklyn Adkins had a sacrifice bunt first inning. Popped up to the first baseman in the third. Looks on at a called strike to begin here in the 5th. Adkins with 33 RBIs on the season. And in a game this close, a big one stands at third. This one tattooed to straightaway center field. Stats moving back, moving over towards left, and makes the grab for out number 3. But Greenbrier West, after the 3 in the first, finally gets on the board again as they take the lead 4-3. We move to the 6th. Wahama to the plate.
Life doesn't wait, so neither should your care. Whether it's a cough, fever, or stomach bug, Access Plus is here for those urgent moments.
From bumps and bruises to stitches and even x-rays, we've got you covered with extended hours and walk-in care for the whole family.
You do not have to be an Access Health patient to be seen. No appointments, no hassle, just quality care when you need it.
Access Health, where care meets community.
Ready? It doesn't matter if you're playing hard or working hard. Your workout only works out if you recover right. Recover. Chocolate milk helps you recover for what comes next. It's delicious and contains the right mix of protein and carbs to help refuel exhausted muscles.
Ready? Recover. Repeat. Chocolate milk, the official beverage of high school sports, is brought to you by the American Dairy Association Mideast.
Well, just 2 innings remain here in this second quarterfinal in Class Single A. Greenbrier West and Wahama engaged in quite the battle, and it's been an interesting one. Greenbrier West got 3 runs in that first inning on 3 errors for Wahama. Wahama did not get their first base hit until the 4th inning, but by that time they had already scored 2 runs. They waited until the 5th inning to score their 3rd run to tie it at 3-3. And then a couple more errors in the bottom of the 5th inning gave the Cavaliers the opportunity to retake the lead. And that's where we stand as we enter the top of the 6th inning. For Greenbrier West, 4 base hits and just 3 for Wahama. White Falcons have been manufacturing runs the best way they can, taking some opportunities on an error as well. Zoe Mays, the first to the plate in the top of the 6th, 8-9-1 for Wahama. Redden has certainly battled through some control issues here. As you see the pitch count up to 105. Misses away on the next one. She has struck out 5 batters, but only 1 strikeout since that 3rd inning. Meanwhile, she has walked 7 and hit a batter as well. So a grind here in this first game for these two teams. Healthy cut from Mays on the 2-0 pitch. Mays, a .266 hitter this year, 15 RBIs. Walked and was stranded in the 2nd. Flew out to right field in the 3rd inning. 1-2 pitch popped up over towards first. And just enough room over there for Kendall Taylor. Well, Taylor's made a couple good plays. You go back to the last inning. Took the line drive, stepped on first for the double off. What ended up in an inning-ending triple play. Well, just a couple steps away from the cage for out number 1. Mary Brinker got an RBI in this ballgame, a sac RBI on the fly out to center field back in inning number 2. That scored the first White Falcon run. Redden misses wildly up and away. Comes back to the inside of the plate and misses again, 2-0. Little movement away from the bat that time on the 2-0 pitch to Brinker. And a 2-1 count. This one smacked foul into the cage. Quickly the count even at 2-2. And Logan and Liberty Raleigh in Class AA over to the field to our left, Field B here at the Rock. Went through relatively quickly. Logan advancing in the championship bracket. 2-2 pitch from Redden, missing low. Full count here to Brinker. The payoff pitch, chopped towards third, knocked down, picked up, and in time across the diamond on a nice play by the sophomore, Diana Porter. Didn't field it perfect, but knocked it down and remained calm, as you'll see here. Picked it back up, and a strong throw across for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down in the top of the 6th, top of the order. Audrey Reynolds back to the plate. Reynolds struck out looking in the 1st, walked in the 2nd, and then popped out in inning number 4. As Redden delivers upstairs. Now the 1-0, trying to keep it at the knees, missing a little bit low this time. 2-0. Greenbrier West will send Kendall Taylor, Diana Porter, Gracie Rhodes to the plate in the bottom of the 6th. 6, 7, and 8 in the Cavalier order. A 2-0 pitch, rising up in the zone, but it got Reynolds to swing. And the Cavaliers, one of the hotter teams right now in the state in single A. They've won 9 of 10. Low in the zone, 3-1. That 9-1 record in the last 10 games, including a run of 4 straight victories in the postseason, in which they outscored their opponents 62-0. Comes the 3-1 pitch. This one ripped into the gap. This is going to get through. Knocking it down out there in center field is Patterson. That's a big play. If she doesn't get to that, with the speed of Reynolds, that might clear it.
Now batting, number 11.
Reynolds heads out to second, though. Speed at second base with the tying run here in the top of the 6th inning. What a play by Patterson just to get a glove on it. That ball still had a ways to travel to get to the fence. And I imagine Reynolds would have just kept running. Van Meter got the first base hit of the game for Wahama in the 4th inning. She is 1 for 3 today. A chance to tie it here. Swings at the first offering and fouls it out of play. Van Meter, the leader on this team in runs batted in with 39. Hitting .430 this season. First team infielder a couple years ago. This one turned on and tattooed foul. Count 0-2 quickly. Take a look at this swing by Van Meter. Laid into that one, got underneath it a bit. 0-2 the counts. 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. Redden misses up in the zone. Cavaliers trying to work to get out of this inning with no damage. If so, they'd like to put some insurance on the board. Meanwhile, Wahama, a great opportunity to tie it here. The 1-2 up and away again. Atkins has been a little busy back there behind the plate. 2-2 the count. Redden rocks and fires up and away, and that's going to get out of the glove, and that's going to advance Reynolds over to third now. Tying run even closer for Wahama. And a full count to Van Meter. Kaylin Christian stands in the on-deck circle. A full count. The payoff pitch, missing a little low. Redden thought she had it. And she will lose Van Meter.
Kaylin Christian.
So first and third now. We'll take a look at that last pitch. Redden wanted it. And we'll see as it just drops out of the zone. Kaylin Christian, she is third on the team in RBIs produced. She's got 36. Just one behind Reynolds, who is representing the potential tying run here in the top of the 6th inning. Christian walked her first plate appearance, struck out in the 3rd, and then sent one to center field back in the 4th. The 1-0, that one turned on and ripped over the glove of Rhodes in left field. 1 run will score. Van Meter headed in to score. And in with a 2 RBI stand-up triple is Kaylin Christian. That one got on Rhodes quickly over the glove on the leap attempt. And with one swing of the bat, the White Falcons have taken their first lead of the game. Clean contact, and that one headed out quickly. You see Rhodes trying to get over there quickly and couldn't get there. The White Falcons just hanging around here. Kate Reynolds. 0 for 2 with a walk here today. Lays off the pitch from Redden. To 0 delivery, inside corner, nicely framed by Adkins. 2-1. The craziness of this game for Wahama, all but one of these 5 runs have been scored with 2 outs on the board, and that one gets through. Another run will come in. Porter diving after it over at third. But a well-placed single for Kate Reynolds adds to the total.
Number 21, Peyton Stack.
The White Falcons got their first base hit in the 4th inning, and they have been opportunistic. That one placed perfectly between short and third. The lead now 2. Now Peyton Stats back to the plate. Stats has been on base all 3 times, reached on an error and scored in the 2nd, was hit by a pitch, stole the base and scored in the 3rd, and then singled, but was a part of that odd triple play to finish off the 5th inning. "2-0 the count. So all this damage coming with 2 outs on the board. Greenbrier West got the first 2 outs on a pop fly to first and a ground out to third. Now the battery recharging out there at the pitcher's circle, wanting to make sure they're on the same page here, trying to get out of this with no more damage. Meanwhile, Wahama has just stuck around, hung around, figured out how to score some runs. And now they've got 3 on the board in the inning, and they lead. 2-0 pitch, missing outside of the zone. Now you see that pitch count continuing to rise, 134 pitches so far for the senior, Briley Redden. Or the junior, I apologize. And a called strike at the knees on the 3-0. And the 3-1, chopper towards third. Cut off by Porter, across for outs. Number 3, damage as Wahama takes their first lead of the ball game. 3 across the board. And a big base hits. A couple of them for the White Falcons to give Wahama the lead for the first time as we enter the bottom of the 6th.
1 left on.
Hi, I'm Heather, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich is getting the perfect bite. It's probably not the first bite, it's the 2nd or the 3rd, with the juicy chicken and the delicious pickle. The bite with the pickle is it. I mean, that is like the magic combination.
Hi, I'm Jennifer. A little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich is the combination of the warm, soft bun against this delicious piece of chicken. The bun is just this soft little hug around the chicken that's so perfect in every bite.
The best thing about West Virginia is West Virginia.
It's family, faith, and integrity.
It's a strong work ethic.
Everyone knows their neighbors. I think we feel closer to nature and we feel closer to each other.
You can achieve anything here.
To be a West Virginian is to be hopeful. We live in a state that has boundless opportunities, and with boundless opportunities come hope.
Hope Gas is lighting the way forward for West Virginia. Learn more at wvisforhope.com.
We've had a good one throughout this ball game, folks. Greenbrier West took the early 3-0 lead in the bottom of the first inning with 3 errors for Wahama. The White Falcons, as you can see, do have some error issues here, but somehow, some way, they've hung around. Got it to 3-1, 3-2, 3-3. Lost the lead 4-3, and then took a lead for the first time in the top half of this inning with 3 runs on 3 base hits. So to the bottom half we go. Can Greenbrier West respond? It'll be 6, 7, and 8. Kendall Taylor leading it off. Looks on at the first pitch. Hoffman delivers off speed. Now Hoffman comes back with a fastball. Taylor a little late on the swing. Taylor lined out to center field in the first inning and then grounded out to short in the fourth. 0-2 offering up and outside. Again, Pendleton County will await the winner of this one. They took care of Trinity Christian in our early game, 12-0 in 5 innings. Combination of Bailey Beechler and Susan Vinsel, a 3-hit shutout. Meanwhile, Pocahontas banged out 10 base hits, 12 runs in the 5-inning victory. Trinity Christian will play next, facing the loser of this contest. 1-2 delivery, off speed, out in front was Taylor. Now Hoffman already feeling pretty good after that first inning. And now with Wahama leading, she is looking very confident. That strikeout, by the way, number 5 for the West Virginia State commits. Out number 1 in the bottom of the 6th. Diana Porter's 1 for 2 with a single and a stolen base today. There is that changeup. Just kind of freezes the batter. The 0-1 upstairs. One smacked foul. And the count now 1-2. We're in the bottom of the 6th here, Class Single A. Game number 2. We'll have an elimination game following this one, about 30 minutes after the conclusion. Off speed again. That time, Porter able to wait on it. So the winner of our next contest in that elimination game will move on to the semifinals tomorrow morning at 10:30. Porter, a late swing and a miss. Back-to-back Ks for Hoffman. And then tomorrow morning will be an elimination game between the winner of the next game between Trinity Christian and this loser, and then the team that loses tonight between Pendleton County and the winner here. We'll check and see who is coming to the plate this time. Rhodes was pinch hit for by Kenna Fields the last time. Rhodes is back to the plate. Rhodes struck out in the second. Fields struck out in this position in the 4th inning. And Hoffman delivers right over the middle. Oh, 1 pitch smacked into the cage. Quickly 0-2 now. Just as Greenbrier West had before that top half of the inning, they were looking for possibility of having some insurance. Now Wahama, if they get out of this, will look for some insurance in the top of the 7th inning. White Falcons will have 6, 7, and 8 coming to the plate. In top 7, it'll start with the pitcher Hoffman. 1-2 delivery, and Hoffman strikes out the side. Momentum starting to shift here as we move to the 7th. Wahama leading Greenbrier West 6-4.
Little General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. That's nearly 50 years of providing those essential needs for your daily journey. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. We know these last couple years haven't been easy, but with every sunrise and sunset, you keep us going. To the LG family, the moms, dads, sisters, brothers, sons, and daughters of West Virginia, thank you.
Giant heads all the rage these days, as you see one out there amongst the Wahama faithful. Not sure who that is. Don't want to venture a guess, but I'll tell you what. The red and white Falcons feeling themselves right now after trailing the majority of the game. Wahama put 3 up in the top of the 6th. And then Alyssa Hoffman, the commit to West Virginia State, striking out the side. 1, 2, 3 in the bottom of the 6th. She's got 7 Ks, has not walked a batter. So to the 7th we go, and Hoffman will be the first to the plate. Briley Redden has thrown a lot of pitches, and she's been up and down here today. She has had times when she's been tremendous, and she has had times when she has struggled with control. But up until that top of the 6th, it really had not caused a whole lot of problems for this Cavalier team. They must get out of it quickly here, and then they've got work to do. First pitch, Hoffman pops up in foul territory. And the Wahama third base coach making sure to get out of the way of that one. He ducked for cover. Frozen with fear. Until he heard the all-clear signal. 0-1 the count, or 1-1 the count. Redden missing a little low there. We said Redden's been a little hot, a little cold. She has 6 strikeouts here today, but she has 8 walks and a hit batter. And now behind in the count, 2 Hoffman, 3-1. And that one's going to miss up and away. And the leadoff batter is aboard for Wahama.
Richardson.
That will bring Phoebe Richardson to the plate. First 2 plate appearances, both full counts. She walked in the 2nd and 3rd innings, respectively. And then started off that weird triple play in the 5th. The line drive to the first baseman. Slaps the first one into the cage. 0-1 the count. Well, for the Cavaliers in the bottom of the 7th inning, as they will look to make a comeback, they'll send 9-1-2 to the plate. Ava Price, Briley Redden, and Brooke Patterson will lead it off. Here comes the 0-1, missing low. They're going to send Hoffman on the pitch, and Hoffman showing what she can do on the base paths as well. Steals second. That is her 18th stolen base this year. And a runner in scoring position now for the White Falcons. The 1-1 chopper over towards third, fielded cleanly by Porter. And she'll make the grab for out number 1, but that will advance Hoffman closer to the plate. And Zoe Mays headed to the plate. Mays walked her first plate appearance in inning number 2. Popped out to right field in the 3rd, and then popped out to the first baseman in foul territory. Kendall Taylor made that nice play back in the 6th. Do not be surprised if you see a bunt here. Redden's going to miss low, though. 1-0 pitch. Ripped into the cage. With a 4-class system, Class Single A on this field throughout today and tomorrow, Class Double A on Field B to our left, and then Triple A and Quad A will take place Friday and Saturday up here in Little Creek Park. Another one launched foul by Mays. Now the 1-2 pitch. This one straight away center field. Playing rather shallow. The throw coming in, not in time anyway. Patterson played it well and threw accurately, but not in time, as Hoffman will head home to score an insurance run here in the top of the 7th inning. Mays credited with the sacrifice RBI. When you think back to that steal, that makes a lot of difference. Mary Brinker has an RBI on a sacrifice as well in this game. Checks the swing, called strike nonetheless. Brinker hit one to center field in the 2nd inning that scored the first run of the game for the White Falcons. Struck out in the 4th and then grounded out to 3rd in the 6th inning. Redden missing low in the zone on the 2nd opportunity. $151st pitch of the game for Redden. Two and one the count. Cavaliers would like to limit the damage here to just 1 in the top of the 7th. They already will need 3 to extend this game. Called strike on the outside corner, 2-2. Redden bearing down, throws the 2-2 off speed, missing on the outside, and she wanted that one bad. Full counts to Brinker. Top of the order for the White Falcons stands on deck in Audrey Reynolds. The 3-2 pitch, missing low. And Redden not out of the jam just yet. That will bring Reynolds to the plate. Just one base hit, but it was a big one in the top of the 6th. Ripped a double, ended up scoring the first of 3 runs on that 2 RBI triple by Kaylin Christian. Off speed, turned on and ripped down the line, foul. Reynolds hitting .582, best average on the team. She's now scored 41 runs. She's got 47 hits, 37 RBIs. 0-1 pitch, one hops the catcher. That's going to allow Brinker on to second. Redden rolling that ball on the hip, trying to find the mark. Missing at the eyes, 2-1 now to Reynolds. Two-one pitch. A little drop on that one, finds the plate. Count even at 2-2. Well, the rain has held off since this morning. Had an hour delay in the Pendleton County Trinity Christian game, trying to get the rest of them in here today. Still overcast. 2-2 Redden rocks and fires, popped up over near shortstop and into the glove for Treadway. And Greenbrier West knows what's ahead of them. They need 3. Wahama going to try to advance in championship bracket action. We'll see what happens in the bottom of the 7th.
To the championship athletes, we say,
Good luck. Go get 'em.
Fight hard.
Never give up.
you've got this.
There's no I in team.
Let's go. And most importantly, have fun.
At WVU Medicine Thomas Hospitals, we're proud to be the official healthcare partner of West Virginia High School athletics.
A tense Cavalier dugouts here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Greenbrier West had a 3-0 lead after one, has scored just one run since. They got that in the 5th to retake the lead 4-3, but a top of the 6th inning, which Wahama scored 3 runs. They took the lead 6-4, added an insurance run in the top of the 7th inning. So Wahama looking to close it out here in the opening round. Greenbrier West looking for a comeback. For the Cavaliers, it will begin with Ava Price, hitter number 9 in the order. As Hoffman has certainly found the groove lately. 7 strikeouts, no walks. She struck out the side in the bottom of the 6th. Delivers a fastball on a swing and a miss to Price. Backs that up with a bell-tie fastball. 0-2. Price grounded out the 3rd in the 2nd inning, struck out in the 5th. Oh, 2 delivery up at the eyeballs. A 1-2 the count. This one fouled off. Good piece of hitting by Price. 9th in the order comes in, hitting .314, 14 RBIs on the year. Hoffman has battled through some defensive issues, lots of error problems for Wahama. Somehow, some way, they have made it work still. Missing just on the inside corner on the 1-2. Van Meter held that one an extra half second. Now having a little conversation with home plate umpire Rob Carr. The 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss, and 4 straight strikeouts now for Alyssa Hoffman. Earns that first big out. If you're trying to get out of a ball game, getting that first out of the 7th is always a big deal. Especially when you're going to see Briley Redden. She's been on base 2 times, had a triple in the 1st inning, has scored twice so far today. Redden hitting .543 this season. Hoffman lays that changeup in the dirt right in front. .1-0 the count. Calling in the reliever for the stat guy here. Brian Shepard taking over. Bring in the lefty. 2-0 the count. Do appreciate the crew we have here. Robbie Mounts, Brian Shepard, Levi Barnhart, even though I missed his last name for like the first 3 innings of this game. And the first 2 days, it happens. Off speed, and that one drops in. That is such a weird pitch. If you're a batter, that thing comes in, you think it's just going to drop out of the zone. It stays there. 2-1 the count. Hoffman tries that same pitch, misses up at the eyes. Should never anger somebody who can put graphics up of you. So I do apologize, Levi. 3-1 the count. Hoffman rocks it, fires this one tattooed right at the second baseman. A low throw, though, for Carr, and that's going to allow Redden to head to first. Carr made a really nice play fielding that rocket shot, as you'll see here. A tough play, and then just threw it low. And that has been an issue for Wahama. If they are able to get out of this ball game with a victory, they're going to take a big, deep sigh of relief with the error problems they have had. Brooke Patterson has a base hit with an RBI in this one. Hoffman missing on the first opportunity to Patterson. Patterson hitting .231, but 21 RBIs. She has scored 36 runs. Oh, that one rides high and tight. That one barely missed the shoulder. And the count 2-0. Cavaliers want base runners. Hoffman and Wahama would like to finish this one off. That one laid at the knees for strike one. 2-1 the count. That pitch for Hoffman, her 100th pitch. Meanwhile, 150 plus for Redden. Again, a little up and in. And the count now 3-1. Patterson would love to get on base here. If that's the case, Greenbrier West brings a potential tying run to the plate here in the bottom of the 7th. And there's that off-speed pitch. I'm not sure in this inning how many fastballs Hoffman has thrown. She has laid that changeup on the plate. Full count now to Patterson. The delivery off speed again. Out in front. Strikeout number 5 in the last 2 innings, by the way. And that is number 9 of the ball game for Hoffman. 2 outs now here in the bottom of the 7th. It comes down to Maddie Fields as she'll try to extend it here for Greenbrier West. And it's been all off speed here in this inning. Fields with a single in the game. She scored a run as well. First pitch, missing in the dirt. They're going to send the runner. And Redden, dangerously close there, able to get to second. Nice throw by Van Meter. That was a one-hopper. Van Meter fielded it cleanly and threw a great shot. Redden just barely staying on the bag there. The 1-0 pitch popped up foul. 1-1 the count. Again, Pendleton County awaits the winner of this game. That'll be the nightcap today. Trinity Christian awaits the loser of this contest in an elimination game 30 minutes following the conclusion of this one. The 1-1 pitch, check swing over towards first, and that one moves foul. Nobody happier than Fields that that one wasn't staying fair, because that may have been the final out. Hoffman trying to finish it off here. Does she pull the changeup? That's the question. The 1-2 pitch. It's a rise ball, and that one fouled off. Fields catching just a piece of it. 1-2 the count. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. Greenbrier West needs 3. Wahama needs 1 out. Hoffman will check the wristband. The 1-2 pitch, off speed, popped up in the infield, standing under it is Christian, and that will do it. A comeback for the White Falcons of Wahama High School. They manufactured just a run in the second. In the third, they did not have a base hit even until the fourth inning. But from innings 5 through 7, the White Falcons plate 5 and give up only 1. The comeback is complete as Hoffman finishes it off strong in the last couple of innings. So it'll be the White Falcons heading to the championship bracket tonight. They'll face off against Pendleton County. Meanwhile, for Greenbrier West, they'll have to regroup and get themselves set for the elimination game with Trinity Christian coming up. We'll break away. When we return, we'll recap the ball game, have some statistics for you watching live streaming coverage of the Class Single A Softball State Tournament on the NFHS Network.
To the championship athletes, we say,
Good luck. Go get them.
Fight hard.
Never give up.
you've got this.
There's no I in team.
Let's go. And most importantly, have fun.
At WVU Medicine Thomas Hospitals, we're proud to be the official healthcare partner of West Virginia High School athletics.
A wild game here in Class Single A. A game that, let's just say, for the White Falcons was less than stellar defensively. As you look at the board, errors galore for the White Falcons. Greenbrier West took the early lead in the bottom of the first inning on 3 runs. 3 errors in that inning for Wahama. But the White Falcons just figured out a way to manage some runs. Got one, as you see, in the top of the second, one more in the top of the third. Moving into the 4th inning, they trailed 3-2, and the White Falcons did not have a base hit. They got their first base hit in the 4th inning, a single by the catcher, Olivia Van Meter, and they were able to manage the tying run in the top of the 5th. Immediately, though, Greenbrier West, who had been held in check in innings 2 through 4, got one back to take the 4-3 lead. We moved into the top of the 6th, and that is when the White Falcons exploded. They got 3 runs on 3 hits, an error. And they moved to the bottom of the 6th inning. At that point, Alyssa Hoffman said, I'll take over here. She struck out the side. 1, 2, 3 in the bottom of the 6th inning. One more for Wahama to get an insurance run in the top of the 7th inning. And then 2 more strikeouts for Hoffman. And then the pop fly to the shortstop, Christian, to finish it off. The White Falcons win number 28 on the season. Greenbrier West falls to 19-9. For Wahama, 7 runs on 6 hits, 7 errors defensively for Wahama. Obviously, they overcame those issues. 4 runs for Greenbrier West on 5 hits and 1 error for the Cavaliers defensively. So it'll be Wahama and Pendleton County tonight for the championship brackets. The winner will advance to the championship series tomorrow. The loser will have to turn around tomorrow morning and face the winner of our next contest that will feature Greenbrier West and Trinity Christian. That game will take place here in just a little bit here at Field A at the Rock. And we are far from over here in this one. Great action here on the NFHS Network. We do appreciate you joining us for live streaming coverage of all the action in Class Single A for all of us here at the NFHS Network in conjunction with Video Productions. I'm Andrew Miller. Levi Barnard has been our producer. Robbie Mounts helping with the statistics. Executive producer of Video Production is Butch Mounts. Stick around, folks. More softball action here from South Charleston, West Virginia.